Okay, this is a little game walkthrough for Shipping Manager 2, sequel to Shipping Manager. As you can see, it's quite similar to the last game that we talked about, which is American or Airlines Manager. All right, except instead of buying aircraft, you're buying ships in this game. Okay, as you can see over here, there's share value, which means there's going to be stock market in this game as well. And if I look over here. This is the money that I have in my account, the amount that I can spend on the ships, as well as this is the points. Okay, now points are also useful in this game because you can use points later on to buy stuff like oil license and so on if you're buying a new vessel. All right, now the first thing you want to do in this game is you want to buy a vessel. All right, so whether you want to buy a cargo vessel, you want to carry cars, automotive, box, products, consumer electronics, whatever it is that you want to carry, you end up buying a cargo vessel, or you have an option of buying oil vessels. Almost all my vessels are oil vessels, just for the simple reason that oil is much easier to manage than cargo. Okay, as well as these ships consume a lot of oil. Okay, while they're traveling, so I decide to export oil rather than cargo. Okay. Just for the fact that the more the oil on my ship, okay, the more the profit I make. All right. So when I go onto my oil vessels, I've got about 56 oil vessels in here. Okay. When I click on any one of them, it will tell me that it's in service. Okay, and it's got a specification. It's got some specs over here. All right. So you can see my capacity, or the ship capacity, 1,000 tons. Okay, engine is about, the power of the engine is about 3,725 kilowatts, which I can always set up later. Okay, maximum speed is 11 knots. Okay, so remember, the bigger the engine, the more the speed. Okay. The bigger the engine also means the more fuel is going to consume. Okay, so estimated fuel consumption is about 197 kilograms per hour. If I increase the engine, if I make this engine bigger, the fuel consumption is considerably much larger, or much more. Okay, this ship was built in 1993. I want to make sure that the ships are relatively new, otherwise you're going to have more maintenance. Okay. The fuel on board at the moment is 133,000. Got to make sure I refuel this ship as soon as the tank is empty. I've got my bunker fuel in here, is about 4 million kilograms, which is quite good. All right. So now, if I set up my route, okay. Once I set up my route, it gives me my route data. Okay. So this is my current route. Okay, from Montreal to this location over here. The distance is 5,696 miles. The demand for this route is 89%. Okay, so you gotta make sure you got a high demand for the route for you to be able to make more profit. Okay, if you got a route risk of 58%, usually means that you gotta carry more guards on your ship. Okay, it's got a speed of 11 knots. Okay, which is, as I said, depends on the engine. Okay, also depends on the amount of cargo you carry. Okay. Now, en route 14 hours, which means it's going to be back in 14 hours. All right, this over here, 14 hours, and estimated fuel consumption en route is 72,812. So this is how much fuel it's going to consume while it reaches its destination. Okay, it always configure, reroute, or reconfigure my route setup. Okay, as you can see over here, because it's got 58% risk, I'm going to increase my guards, or number of guards, to let's say 8. It's going to cost me about $580,000, which I'm ready to pay, considering that if I've got less guards, my ship's probably going to be hijacked by pirates, which did happen once. Okay, and I ended up paying about $1 million to the hijackers. Okay, that was their demand. Okay, and to release my ship, paid $1 million, got my ship back, and I had made sure I had enough guards on the ship so that it doesn't get hijacked again. Okay, I'm going to save these changes. Okay, Okay, so as you can see, $580,000 very deducted from my account over here. Okay, so I've got $2,890,000. Okay, so now I have my ship en route with about 8 guards, considerably safe, considering that the route risk is about 58%. Now, as I told you earlier, okay, the older the vessel, the more service it needs. Okay, so if you can see over here, the condition of my vessels is not 100%. Okay, to make sure that they're 100%, I gotta follow this status. Okay, and I gotta do the service on these vessels right away before they get any bad. Okay, before they sink at the middle of the in the middle of the ocean. Okay, so I'm going to perform this service. Okay, as you can see, it's automatically deducted from my account. Okay, perform the service. Okay, now the total cost to perform the service on all vessels is $20 million on 54 vessels, which I don't have right now. So I'm going to be back and do the maintenance later. All right. Then I've got my routes. Okay, what's my route? Well, I've got my cargo route, my oil routes. Okay, as you can see over here, my ship from Toronto to Montreal, or Montreal to Toronto, is empty. The container is empty, so I'm going to fill it up. All right, and I'm going to say depart. Okay, vehicles departed 1 on board 720 tons of oil. The fuel that this ship uses is about 6,000 kilograms. The amount that I made, the income that I made, is about $71,000. Okay, again, from Montreal to Hamilton. Okay, $70,000. Okay, so I've got some local locations or local ports as well as international ports. I've got to make sure every time I come on this route setup, all my vehicles are completely full in terms of fuel. Okay, make sure their tanks are full, and also make sure that they're not just parked at a harbor. They're actually on their way to deliver the goods. Okay, so the goods, what are the goods? Well, this is the goods over here. We've got cargo type. Okay, this is the type of oil, or this is the type of cargo rather. Since I don't have any cargo ships, not going to bother with cargo type. I'm going to bother with oil type. So what's my oil type? My oil type, I've got my crude oil, my gasoline. Okay, that's my gasoline here. Okay, then I've got my diesel and my biodiesel. Okay, as you can see over here, the biodiesel price, okay, is on the rise right now. Okay, so as a result, the biodiesel price is the highest. Okay, this is the most. This is the goods that's gonna pay me the most. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the amount of biodiesel on the ship. Okay, and then as you can see over here, I've got my gasoline prices or share price is rising as well. I make sure I've got enough gasoline on my ship, and then I've got my crude oil as well as my my diesel. All right, so this is how you configure your cargo on the ship. Once you've configured your cargo, you're gonna go on save changes. Okay, bunker, okay, is the amount of oil that I have, or amount of oil that I have in my tank for personal fuel consumption or the consumption of my ships. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna buy about 1,000 tons. Okay, it's gonna cost me about $961,000, which will be automatically deducted from my account over here. Okay, market index. Okay, market index is my stock market. Okay, depending on the situation of my company, is how much shares are either bought or sold. Okay, so let's say I've got 4 investors here, and the amount of shares that are sold about 650,000 shares. Okay, as my share prices rises, I'm going to have more investors, because they're going to be looking at the rising prices, and they're going to say, okay, how do I make profit? So if I buy right now and sell it when it's at its peak, okay, that's how I make profit.